Brothers and sisters, family and friends, what in the world? What's going on? It's your boy Big Low Country. Y'all already know what time it is, man. I'm here chilling out with y'all Thursday night, day before Friday. So I'm ready and willing for it, bro. Ready and willing for it. Hope everybody out there is doing good. And, you know, basically what we came to talk about tonight is we came to talk about, you know, the weaknesses and the strengths of these NFL draft prospects that's going to be coming out, man. We're not just going to talk about it like just the whole numerical situation, the X's. We've been breaking down X's and O's, and not just about what people can physically do, but the actual mental capacity they have, the psyche they have, what type of person they are, which is the most important aspect when it comes to being on any team, bro. That's the most important aspect. For everybody out there that don't know me, my name is Big Low Country. I'm just old country boy, former football coach that love to sit around and talk about football, basketball, anything that's popping off, that's entertaining to me. I don't care if it's cricket, bocce ball, anything. I'm ready to do. Hope everybody out there is doing good. Look, this is your first time checking me out. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Also, if I say something that you might like or you just think I'm a nice guy, make sure that you hit that like button. It will definitely make my heart jump for joy. So, with all that being said, let's go ahead and get to the meat and potatoes of the situation, Bo. This NFL draft is very weird this year. And the reason why I say it's so weird, and what's going on, everybody that's chilling out with me? What's going on, Coach Roney, Coach B, everybody on the coaching staff? Much love to y'all. So, why it's so weird is because this is one of those years where you just don't have that top-notch, top-level guy that, you know, that's just going to blow the doors off. Most of the time, every year, you got 3 or 4 of those guys, right? Most of the time, almost every year. It just depends on what team they fit with. Now, in this situation, and Brandon, he talking about Mac Jones overweight. Hey, wait a minute now. I ain't been talking about Mac Jones. He's my favorite quarterback in this draft. It used to be Zack Wilson, but I had to change it. But anyway. Basically, what we're going to get to is that normally there's like 3/4 guys that's just, they're the guy. There's no question. They're that dude. It just depends on what team they go to. In this draft is very quarterback heavy. Then you got Kyle Pitts. Then you got everybody else. Simple and plain. If this would have been a draft 2 years ago, you would have had that top 5 defensive player. But this time, it's not the case. This time, it's not the case. What's going on, Cheetah? I see you in here, man. I don't think we've seen you in here before, but everybody that's in here, y'all make sure that y'all welcome Cheetah. Or everybody that comes on later, much love to you. Oh, Cheetah, what in the world? Oh, it's Hush Puppy. What's going on, Hush Puppy? Hush Puppy said, can we talk about why is everybody thinking the Giants are going to be so good next year? Why is it overrated right now? Is it just because of Galladay? Or you gotta think about Cheddar. Hush Puppy. You got to think about it like this right here, Bo. The Giants, they weren't that bad last year. Saquon Barkley got hurt. Now they just added some more weapons. The defense is kind of pulling everything together. So, you know, and what we're getting to is that this whole draft situation, now we're going to kind of get to why that's important and, you know, why people look at things like Big Mac Jones. Live Oak, what in the world, Bo? What's good with your fam? People look at, oh, you know what, Coach Ronnie? That's actually a good name for Mac Jones. Oh, man. Live Oak said, what's good? Say your old video friend is AA, Man Mike is delusional. Only way on the show is if Matt Ryan Lover thinks he's God's gift to Atlanta. Well, hey, Bo. I don't know what they're doing over there. Me, myself, I'm not affiliated with Mad Mike and Atlanta Falcons Nation and everything. This is Big Low Country Sports, and everybody that subscribes joins the coaching staff. And I definitely take everybody's opinion into play, man. But much love to you for chilling out with us. So, since you don't got those guys, that's those top-notch guys this year who, they're those top-notch guys those wide receivers, let's say, because they got a ton of wide receivers. They're 6'3", 220, running 4'3", 140s. I mean, Devonta Smith, the Heisman Trophy winner, he's the prime example of this situation, guys. He's the prime example of this situation. Lavo said, glad to hear, glad to be a member. Well, much love to you, Bo. Much love to you. And I hope that you subscribe so you can join the coaching staff. Welcome to the coaching staff if you have. But it's one of those cases where you got a guy, Devonta Smith, who's 6 foot. He weighed in at the combine at 175, 177. Everybody's talking about the guy's just so small. Look, he's just a kid. Y'all remember, we look back at all these other players that's come to, pro teams, not just the NFL or NBA in general, pro teams. Everybody grows into themselves. Look at Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis was a stick. He was literally a running stick. Look at the kid now. He's spoiled. He filled out, just like Grandma used to say. He filled out nicely, And we look at Devonta Smith. The kid's a baller. He can run every route in the route tree like it ain't nobody's business. I mean, when it all comes down to it, he's just that dude. You know what I'm saying? Cartier, what in the world, Bo? What's going on with you? How's that newly married life treating you, man? How's it treating you? Hope y'all doing good. If you got past the first fight, you in good shape. But yeah, man, it's like everybody just counting the guy out. You know who he reminds me of whenever I look at him? Whenever I look at Devonta Smith, he reminds me of Antonio Brown. He reminds me Antonio Brown, 5'10". What was Antonio Brown when he was in his prime? He was like 195, something like that. 5'10", 195. Devonta Smith, who's to say that the kid doesn't put on, if he puts on 10 pounds, he'll be 187, but I'm sure he's going to put on more weight than that. So, I mean, let's be honest. Let's be honest. Cheddar says, Giannis, he went through the struggles of eating horrible food, being skinny, averaging under 10 points a game. Now he's averaging over 30. As a Bucks fan, born and raised in Wisconsin. He is he should be a role model. He should be a role model. AJ Evans says, Marvin Harrison. What's going on, Ian? I got Ian chilling out with us. He said, what's up, family? I'm eating armadillo tacos and drinking orangutan milk and a soft shell turtle ice cream. Yo, I want to sing you. I can't fool with you on that one, bro. I can't fool with you on that one, Ian. But AJ, he mentioned Marvin Harrison. He also mentioned T.Y. Hilton. So my question to y'all is, do y'all think that it's one of those cases with Devonta Smith that he's not going to be that guy because he's just small? Okay, Ian said he has some catfish, oysters, and shrimp. Ooh, man. Ian just had a seafood platter at his house. You ain't call no, AJ, you ain't call nobody to have the seafood platter with your bowl. What in the world? Oh, man. Now, look at Devonta Smith. Y'all just look at this. So, and look, the video of this, the title of this video is, we're looking at the weaknesses of players, right? So, what's the first thing that you see them put up here talking about this man? First thing you see them putting up here talking about the cons, they say he is very skinny, unlikely to change after 4 years in the Alabama weight room. I mean, come on, Bo. He was in that Alabama weight room for 4 years. They say he didn't gain weight, but guess what he was out there doing? He was burning people's drawers off like it wasn't nobody's business. You know what I'm saying? Next thing that they say, weight will be a big issue in the NFL. These were reps where physical cornerbacks took him out. A lot of scheme production inflated the 2020 numbers. And, Jalen Waddle wasn't playing as well. So, it's just one of those situations. What's going on, Coach GA? I see you in here, Bo. Much love to you, fam. Much love to you. Live Oak says, I'm an Atlanta fan. Been one since 1997. No lie. Matt is the best we have, but he's not top 5 to 10 or even top 15 at best. We need to draft his replacement. Hey, that's the thing, Bo. At the coaching staff, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. And Matt, he was also another one of those guys that came into the draft. Everybody was saying, well, wait a minute. This guy, he doesn't have the big arm. Basically, the point that I'm getting to, guys, is that when it comes to the NFL draft and when it comes to, teams making decisions, thinking about what they're going to do, you can find something wrong with everybody. You can find something wrong with everybody. For example, Mac Jones, I think he's my favorite quarterback in this draft. And, I'm going to tell y'all why in a minute. But let's look at the cons when they talk about Mac Jones. Mac Jones, they said, he has a middling arm, underthrew a number of deep balls. He got away with because of his wide receivers. 600 or more yards than anyone in the country to open wide receivers. Offense made it easy. Offers almost nothing as a runner or outside a 1-year elite player and senior. Definitely, man. Definitely. Live Oak, I appreciate the love, Bo. I appreciate the love from you, fam. Appreciate the love from you. Now, they talk about Mac Jones' big throw rate and everything. I noticed that adjusted percentage, that adjusted throw percentage is 82%. I noticed that big throw rate is 22%. So he led the league or led the nation in adjusted completion percentage. And he also had the most deep passing yards. So I be doggone, he doing something. So, and this is the point that I'm getting to, guys. The point that I'm getting to is you got a guy, whenever they can't find nothing that's wrong with you, they're going to find something that's wrong with you. Let's just be completely honest, Bo. Let's just be completely honest. The guy came out, he balled out this year. He balled out like it wasn't nobody's business. They still found something wrong with him. When is it an issue that the players that you play with are just too good? When is that an issue? Now everybody's taking pictures of the kid before the draft, talking about he got a belly. First of all, I take offense to that because Big Low got a belly. Big Low got a belly. That's why Mac Jones is my favorite quarterback in this draft. That's why Mac Jones is my favorite quarterback in this draft, man. Now, we were talking about Devonta Smith earlier. I want to ask everybody in here right now, who do you think is a player that compares to who's a player that you think compared to what Devonta Smith kind of looked like coming into this draft? We've seen over the years, there've been a lot of players, just like Coach AJ said, when you talk about T.Y. Hilton and Marvin Harrison, like who are the players that y'all think kind of compares to him? Calvin Ridley? Calvin Ridley's not the biggest guy. He is definitely a little bit taller, but he's not the biggest guy, and we've seen that he definitely doesn't like that contact. And look, if I'm not the biggest guy myself, I'm not going to like the contact either. Cheddar says, do you think the Ravens are going to be overrated coming into this draft? You know what, man? The Ravens, they're just one of those teams you don't know what you're going to get from them. Now, over the years in the regular season, Lamar Jackson has been phenomenal. Like he had over the course of his career, he hasn't lost. What was it? 8 games, 7 games during the regular season over the full course of his career. But it also depends whenever it comes to the playoffs, whenever they got time to kind of study up on you and prepare just for you. It's not a revolving cycle about, just trying to make it week to week. That's when Lamar Jackson kind of, he fades out. They definitely need to get a wide receiver in this draft, though. They definitely do. Raymond, what in the world, Bo? What's good with you, fam? Hope you're doing good, man. Hope you're doing good. We just chilling out on a Thursday night, getting ready for this Friday. Fridays, Thursday nights like this, man, I be feeling like, man, boy, I don't want to go to work tomorrow. Then I go to work, and it's like, I don't feel like I'm putting everything in. Oh, man. Man, I see y'all in here talking about the Hawks, man. Yeah, man, they Trey, he got a little nicked up, but I definitely think he'll be all right. Zeke, what in the world, Bo? What's going on with your fam? Hope you doing good, bro. Ooh, Cartier, that's a good comparison. Devonta Parker, he's one of those guys. He's not the biggest guy, but whenever you see that boy run them routes, and if he gets with the right squad, Devonta Parker could be a big. Y'all see what he did at the end of the season? When was that? The season before last? He went off. So, look, you don't have to be the biggest guy. Everybody's not Julio Jones. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not T.O. Everybody's not Larry Fitzgerald. You can get guys like a Devonta Parker who could just go out there, run the routes, because Devonta Parker, he's small, but he's also strong too. If you just look at him, if you look at his upper body, like he's not a guy that you could just grab and just kind of push all over the place. Now it looks like he skips leg day. It does look like he skips leg day, but still, I mean, let's be honest, man. He still got to get the kid didn't win the Heisman Trophy for no reason. And it's just like my homeboy Terry Artist 404 said. Shouts out to my homeboy Terry Artist. He said that, look, if Jalen Waddle would have been there, Devontae Smith probably wouldn't have won the Heisman Trophy. But, he wasn't there. Cole on the sticks. What in the world, Bo? What's going on with your fam? Hope you're doing good tonight, man. Hope you're doing good. AJ says, knowing the Ravens, people will sleep on Quiddy. Oh, my goodness. Why did you say that out loud, AJ? Why did you do that? He said, knowing the Ravens, people will sleep on Quiddy Payne. They will pick up another high-profile player, similarly deal last year with Patrick Queens. Yes, that's what the Ravens do. The Ravens just they sit still and just get good players. They get the player that everybody else passed on. That's what they do. That's what they do. Much love to you, Cole. Much love to you, man. Oh yeah, Parker. Man, come on, bro. Devonta Parker, that boy eat like he would eat. He eat like like you were eating them Panera Bread pizzas the other night, bro. That boy eats. Now, we were talking about like players with all these weaknesses that everybody's talking about, even players that everybody think is a done deal. Everybody has weaknesses. Everybody has weaknesses. Everybody has weaknesses. And this is what I'm saying. Your boy Kyle Pitts. Like I said, we're focusing on the weaknesses today. Kyle Pitts, not a jumbo receiver. Not still more jumbo receiver than a true tight end. That's the point that we were making. Not known to be known for his inline blocking. Doesn't quite have the strength. Now, there's a difference between being strong, being weight room strong, and being functional strong. I seen a video the other day, Kyle Pitts, he deadlifted like 560. I mean, that's a feat. That's a feat. You know, that's the kind of stuff Big Low used to do back in the day. You know, also another thing is speed isn't out of this world. There are faster tight ends in the league. Everybody's getting naked for Kyle Pitts. Everybody and their mama getting naked for Kyle Pitts. Why are they getting naked? Why are they getting naked? They're getting naked because of these highlights. They get naked because of these highlights. I heard the term generational talent thrown out there. It's one of those cases. If you're playing tight end in the NFL, and if you don't believe me, ask the New Orleans Saints. Ask New Orleans Saints and Jimmy Graham. If you're playing tight end in the NFL, you're going to have to learn how to line up on the line of scrimmage and block, or at least act like you're going to block so you can release. You got to. You got to. Now, just because this is his weakness, that doesn't mean that he might not go out and be a phenomenal player. Because I be doggone, I wish we would have had a Jimmy Graham-esque player. I wish we would have had something like that. A Darren Waller. I wish we would have had that. You know? AJ Evans says, I mean, dude, he's a passable blocker. Plus, weight is nothing. Really, NFL practice facilities and weight rooms, they'll whip him into shape. And I definitely agree with that. Right? My homeboy Raymond, he's been consistent the whole way through, all day long. Raymond said, look, man, Kyle Pitts, a trade down. Nothing else. Kyle Pitts, a trade down. Ooh, that's a good comparison. That's actually a good comparison, Cartier. Cartier said Kyle Pitts, he's like a Metcalf or Josh Gordon. Now, who does Kyle Pitts remind y'all of in the NFL? Like, because whenever I look at these guys, I'm always looking at these guys, comparing these guys to players that are currently in the NFL. You see what I'm saying? It's like, it's no secret. It's no secret. Everybody knows, everybody on the coaching staff knows that I've gotten completely naked for Kenneth Gainwell. Whenever I look at Kenneth Gainwell, do you know who I see? I see Marshall Faulk. That's what I see in Kenneth Gainwell. Like, who do y'all see when you see Kyle Pitts? Like, does he remind you of anybody? What's going on, Tony? Oh, what's good with you, fam? What's good with you, man? We just sitting around. We just doing a little bit of talking about this, about the draft, and we're just basically talking about weaknesses, like different players. Everybody's not like, there's no prototypical player out here that's, you can just look at it and be like, okay, he's the guy. Legitimately. Think about it. Let's say Trevor Lawrence. When you look at Trevor Lawrence, whenever I look at Trevor Lawrence, I get scared for him. Because he looks too small to me to play quarterback, to stand up in the pocket. He just looks small to me. He looks like if somebody rolled on him the wrong way, so you might hear something pop. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is that doesn't mean that he's not deserving of being the number one guy. That's not what that means. That basically means that, he has a lot of potential, and moving forward, it might be one of those cases where, he can put on some weight. I mean, because if we look at guys like for example, like the Peyton Mannings, there were some things that Peyton Manning needed to work on. Whenever he came to the NFL, he worked on them and he got himself right. Peyton Manning threw out them interceptions the first year. He was known as a little bit of a gunslinger. In a way, it almost looked like he came out, he was too smart for his own good. You know what I'm saying? But he humbled himself, came out, did his thing. ATLGA Faithful, he's saying, I'm having trouble. I'm having trouble thinking of a tight end comparison for Pitts too. The only one I can think of is Jimmy Graham. That's the only one, or a Darren Waller. Like those are the two guys that I could think of. I can't really think of nobody else. That's pretty good, AJ. AJ said people comparing Kyle Pitts to Mike Evans, which is, I could see that. I could definitely see that. Now, does Mike Evans have business lining up inline blocking? I don't think so. I don't think that should be the case. But I think Mike Evans is a heck of a player. And if it's one of those situations where if you put him beside that left tackle that just has trouble blocking, or that right tackle that just has trouble blocking, and he just chips, and every now and then he has to block a guy one-on-one. Like, I would not want to see him in a situation where he's playing 3-4 defenses and he's lined up in line. I would not want to see that with Kyle Pitts. It could either end very well or very bad for Kyle Pitts, because the same way you're trying to you're trying to fool the other team, trying to let him know if you're going to stay in a block or release. The other team is trying to fool you to let you know whether or not that linebacker's coming or if he's going to stay in coverage. So that's a whole chess game that I love about football, man. That's that whole chess game that I love about football. Look, y'all make sure that y'all do a country boy a favor. If y'all liking the stream, make sure that you hit that like button. It will make my heart jump for joy. If y'all think that Kyle Pitts is going to be a good player in the NFL moving forward, y'all make sure that you hit that like button. I'll do the Mississippi slide at your wedding one day. Ask Cartier Walker. Oh, man. Wait a minute. Live Oak says, like I said, he's not even top 10, top 16 at best. We need a replacement. He hasn't even completed over 70% in a season. Okay, looks like y'all talking about Matt Ryan. Oh, man. Matthew Ryan. Yeah. I think Waller would be that. Oh, wait a minute, guys. My homeboy Bernie Thanders, he put in a comment from Twitter. Y'all make sure that y'all check me out at Big Low Country on Twitter. Bernie said Kyle Pitts is another Jerry Rice. Woo, boy, man, Jerry Rice, another Jabry. Hey, Bo, if he is, I ain't even mad at it. Whoever gets him is going to be very, very fortunate if he is another Jerry Rice. Appreciate you for chilling out with us, Bernie. Much love to you, family. Much love to you. Definitely. Now, so it's like Trevor Lawrence. So they said that, Trevor Lawrence's pros says every game is a laser light show. He has the arm strength to open up the entire field. I mean, we seen what this guy did last year. 3,100 yards, 9.3 yards per attempt, 24 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He was hurt, for a part of that season last year. But like I said, we're looking at the cons. So the cons for Trevor Lawrence is won't give up on big plays, some ugly forced throws outside the pocket. Now, whenever I watch these players on the pro days, whenever they do them bootlegs and naked bootlegs and play action bootlegs, before they take that shot down the field, I want to see what them feet looking like. I got to see your feet. I need to see if them feet stop and plant before you throw that ball. And that was one thing that I seen Justin Fields do that it made me cringe. It made me cringe. I said, "Ooh, man, whoever gets him." I don't know if it's going to be Arthur Smith. I don't know if it's going to be Kyle Shanahan. I don't know who it's going to be, but whoever gets him, if he's rolling out to his left, I need to make sure that he stops, plants his feet, and points his shoulder before he releases that ball, because he did this number right here. He was still going this way and his arm was going that way. I hated to see that. Hated to see it. Yeah, man. But he said that the airmail tendency came to a head. LSU, as a sophomore, not the most pinpoint passer. Can get locked onto his first read too much. Knows talented wide receiver course usually wins. So Look, it's another one of those situations, guys. It's another one of those situations. Nobody's a top, like nobody's just untouchable. You know, nobody's just untouchable. Discount report reminds me a lot of what I seen in your boy Ryan Leaf. And this is how the NFL draft changes whole franchises, because a lot of people might not know this, but the Indianapolis Colts were considering Ryan Leaf very heavily. You know, they're considering Ryan Leaf very heavily, but they made the right choice and got Peyton Manning. Now, imagine if the Colts said, you know, imagine if the Colts has got too smart for their own good and said, you know what? I got a feeling about Ryan Leaf. Imagine how that would have. Every Sunday, you would have to look and see Peyton Manning putting up a laser light show, just going crazy, going up and down the field, yelling Omaha, Omaha, every time they score a touchdown. Imagine that. You know what I'm saying? So moving forward, it's just one of those situations. Cartier said, now Ryan Lee working at Publix. Ethan, what in the world, Bo? What's going on with your fam? Oh, you got the notification this time. Okay, all right. I worried about that, Ethan. I was like, man, I hope Ethan get this notification. Tonyo, what in the world to you, Bo? All the coaches, y'all make sure that y'all welcome Tonyo. Definitely. But yeah, I mean, so basically, what I'm saying is that you got guys like a Devonta Smith, you know, who people say that they're worried about how big he is. Some people say that they think he's too small. You got guys like your Mac Jones, where they say, oh, he just played with elite talent. You know what? He's kind of overweight. First of all, you know, if you talk about folks being overweight, because it's big boy season. Y'all see right here. Y'all ain't been talking about folks being overweight. But yeah, so it's just one of those things, man, where, I mean, there's no such thing. There's no such thing as just the perfect prospect. There's no such thing as Andrew Luck. He was like the highest rate prospect in the last 20 years. Ever since the Israelites came out of Egypt, there's never been a better prospect, better than Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck came out, he was throwing all kind of interceptions. Nobody was acknowledging it, though. Wasn't nobody acknowledging that he was throwing all them interceptions, but Andrew Luck was throwing. They'd be like, oh my goodness, man, he just had the wherewithal. It was third and long. He had a wherewithal to throw an interception way downfield. That's the same thing as a punt. Like, no, that's not the same thing as a punt. What in the world, bro? What in the world? Come on now. What are we doing? Oh man, y'all crazy. Sicko Mo, what in the world, Bo? Wait a minute. Your boy Lo already knows sports. I want to make sure that you do too. Let me give you the lowdown. Oh man. Cartier said, you're never too small to play grown man football. Look at Doug Flutie. Look, man. Y'all talk about that. I know a lot of folks in here, Falcons fans, Cartier. We talk about not being too small to play football. You know, Michael Vick, people thought Michael Vick was too small. And Michael Vick taught us a lesson, man. Y'all know the lesson? Do y'all want to know the lesson that Michael Vick taught us? Michael Vick taught us that's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the I just play. Oh man, y'all crazy. Oh man. Either said, you think Kyle Pitts unfollowing the Falcons on Instagram is anything big? I did not know that Kyle Pitts unfollowed the Falcons on Instagram. that might have, hey, but that could be something. You know, if I'm not getting the job that I applied for, what I need to keep following you for? That could be something. I did not know that. Appreciate it, Ethan. Much love to you. Oh man. Man, y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy, man. But yeah. I mean, and this is what I'm saying. Another example, Ja'Marr Chase. We look at him and we think, whenever I love Ja'Marr Chase. I don't know what it is about these LSU wide receivers, but they are just going off coming to the NFL. I never forget when Justin Jefferson fell to the Eagles. The Vikings, they were laughing at the Eagles. They were like, I took Jalen Reagor over. What in the world? Y'all took Jalen Reagor over Justin Jefferson? And look, we look at Ja'Marr Chase, and y'all know what I always talk about. I always talk about putting on grown man weight. Ja'Marr Chase, right now, he's 6'1", 200 pounds, still ain't put on that grown man weight yet. Like I said, let's look at his pros and cons. Looking at those cons first, catch dominance may not transfer to NFL at only 6 foot tall. Production benefited from a lot of vertically placed balls by Joe Burrow and only 1 year production after opting out in 2020. Look, it's almost like they're trying to find something. They're trying to find a reason to give the guy cons. The biggest thing that I see on here is them saying, "Oh well, he didn't want to play last year because he didn't want to catch COVID." What in the world, bro? Because he didn't want to catch COVID? In the words of Soldier Boy, COVID? The kid's gonna be a star. He's gonna be a number one wide receiver. Cartier said it himself. Cartier Walker said Chase is smoother than AJ Green. He's smoother than AJ Green. Look here. That championship year, 81 catches, 1,700 yards, 20 touchdowns. And look at all the other wide receivers they had on that squad. And he putting up yards like that? You know what I'm saying? Come on, Bo. What in the world? What's going on, Coach Wallace? I see you in here, Bo. Much love to you, Coach. Everybody, y'all make sure that y'all welcome Coach Wallace to the stream, man. Definitely. Much love to y'all, Bo. Much love to y'all. D22 Williams says it's not the size. D22 Williams said it's not the size of the dog in the fight that got me to hit the red button. Well, hey, everybody, y'all make sure that y'all welcome D22 Williams to the coaching staff. He hit the red button. Much love to you, Bo. Much love to you. Definitely appreciate you chilling out with us, man. And look, like I said, everybody that subscribes, they're on the coaching staff. So welcome to the coaching staff, D22. But yeah, man. Yeah, and for everybody else that didn't hear this, I was saying that, we know because they're talking about some players being small. We know that Michael Vick was small. You know what I'm saying? But Michael Vick taught us that it's not the size of the dog in the fight, but it's the size of the y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm saying, But moving forward, look, whenever you're trying to rank somebody, it's like you got to find something wrong with them. Now, Ja'Marr Chase, in my humble opinion, from what I see, he's the number one wide receiver in this draft. I think he's more, and y'all might get mad at me for saying this, and I definitely apologize. Y'all please don't bite my head off when I say this. I think he's more of a lock than Kyle Pitts. I think he's going to be a better pro than Kyle Pitts, honestly. Cinco Mo said, yeah, Chase is a bad boy. They say that he's Julio-like. Coach 22, what up? I hear that he's Julio-like too, Bo. I ain't finna lie to you. And they talking about he might not be able to high point balls because he's just 6 foot tall. Well, guess who else are high pointing balls at just 6 foot tall? Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown wasn't even 6 foot tall. He was 5'10" if he stood on a stack of phone books. You know, he might be 5'11", 5'10", but I'm just saying, it's not you can't count those. You can't put those things into consideration and just be like, you know, it gets to the point now where you just get all these scouts. They reaching, Bo. They reaching. Cinco Mo said DJ and skinny black. DJ and skinny black taught us that too. You a fool, Cinco. Oh man. Ethan says that MarrChase has Julio's skill set, but not his frame. Look, thing is that there are just not that many people that has Julio Jones's frame. I mean, let's be honest, Bo. Let's be honest. Like a frame like that, Julio Jones is the F350. Now, that's not saying that the F250s and the F150s ain't big. You know what I'm saying? That's not saying that the other, you know what I'm saying? That's not saying that the other ones ain't big, but Julio Jones is just that F350, Bo. That's a whole nother kind of monster. You know what I'm saying? Now, Rondale Moore, 5'9", 180 pounds. A lot of people got this dude. Some people knocked him down to the 3rd round because he's just 5'9". You know? Oh, Ethan said, I think Pitt will barely be better than Chase. Man, well, you know what? I tell you what, y'all. Because you know we the coaching staff and we always collaborate. Let me know if you think Kyle Pitts is going to be better. Put a 1 in the comments. If you think Chase is going to be better, put a 2 in the comment. I just want to see what everybody feeling, what everybody thinking. You know, I want to know if I went too far out there on my unpopular sports take. I just want to know what y'all thinking. So 1, if you think Kyle Pitts is going to be better. 2, if you think Justin Fields, MarrChase is going to be better. Yeah, man. Yeah. James, what's going on, James Williams? Much love to you, Bo. James says, would you prefer ATL to take Pitts or Chase? I'm still for trading back. Look, bro, I would rather trade back, to be completely honest with you, but you just never know. You just never know. Man, Cartier, why you putting this up here, Cartier? Cartier says AJ Brown, high points balls, the best in the NFL, probably. The reason I'm getting on to you about this is because my wife, she listens to me whenever I'm talking about players that I really like, and I freaking love AJ Brown. Like, he's probably like one of my favorite wide receivers in the NFL right now. And I'm pretty sure Coach Roney May is somewhere listening right now, and she's writing it down for our draft, because we do this very competitive NFL. We do this very competitive fantasy draft every year, this fantasy league every year. And yeah, she's very competitive and she be cheating. Oh man. So let's see here. ISO Joe thinks Kyle Pitts is going to be better. Let's see here. James Williams, he thinks that MarrChase is going to be better. D22, Coach D22 says Chase can, and he does block too. You got to, that is true now. That is true. That's one thing about Chase. He's a willing blocker. And that's what I'm saying. Like, and for whoever said that he has that Julio Jones kind of skill set, man, I think that they definitely might be on to something with that. Coach Ethan thinks that Kyle Pitts is going to be the better pro. You know, D22, he was saying that MarrChase. Oh, and this is also true as well. Cinco Mo, he's always coming from that whole other perspective. He's saying that it all depends on where Chase goes. Wherever Chase goes, that definitely makes a big impression. Coach Asia, what's going on with you, Coach Asia? Hope you're doing good tonight. Hope you're doing good. Coach Devine, I hope you're doing well. Definitely. Oh, and they're welcoming you to the coaching staff, Coach D22. Everybody else that's joined us, we got someone new on the coaching staff. Y'all make sure that y'all welcome Coach D22 Williams to the coaching staff. Much love to you, Bo. Much love to you. Definitely. And let's see here. So it looks like it's kind of split. Now, Coach Devon, and I know that you probably finna get ready to go to bed later. That's how much I keep up with my coaches. See, I make sure that I keep up with everybody. Coach Devon, I'm pretty sure you're gonna have to go to bed pretty soon. Coach Asia, I hope you got your homework done. So basically, we were talking about the physical limitations that players have and everything, and how much it affects where they go and if they're actually going to be capable moving forward in the NFL. Now, I'm actually going to be doing a live draft party, so on Big Low Country Sports, we're going to be getting down with the down on draft night, and we're going to be breaking down every one of these draft picks, because I definitely appreciate everybody that's been chilling out with me through this whole scouting process, because I'm just a football nut. But it's one of those cases where I probably talked about it more than everybody else wanted to talk about it. But yeah, whenever the draft comes, we definitely gonna be doing it big. Definitely. Okay, AG, and that is true. They do have two different skill sets, and whenever I say they, I'm talking about MarrChase and also Kyle Pitts. And basically with MarrChase, the only drawback that they have about the kid is that he didn't play last year because he didn't want to get COVID. I'm not knocking the kid for not playing. If there's any kind of uncertainty going into the season, and I know that I'm going in the first round, whether I lace him up this year or not, I'm not playing. Y'all might think I'm wrong for that, but no, I'm not playing. No, I'm not playing. Oh man. Now, somebody in the comments was talking about how much they love Rondale Moore. I love Rondale Moore. I love him. 4.29 40-yard dash, 43-inch vertical. But we gotta look at the cons. And the con says likely not to be a complete receiver at his size, maybe pigeonholed into a slot receiver. Well, I know that there's a lot of slot receivers in the Hall of Fame, but you never know. He might end up being a legitimate X or Y wide receiver. We don't know. We can't look at somebody and say, hey, this guy's just too short to do this. You see what I'm saying? Because, and look, I know that Cheetah's a freak athlete. I know that. Tyreek Hill, crazy athlete. You know what I'm saying? But it's just one of those things where he might come out and just kill it. ATLG ain't faithful, my bad, Bo. ATL says, hey, did you answer about Kuntz, or did I miss it? No, you know what? I did. I ain't get a chance to get to it. I checked him out, and he looks like he could be legit. Now, it's one of those cases on which squad that he goes to, because just like they said about MarrChase, it kind of depends on where he goes to determine how successful he could be and what system that he's in. But I do see some natural talent there. I definitely do see it. Coach James said, well, Coach James said, oh, what? Coach James said, well, I want to know what I'm cooking for this draft. Hey, Bo, I don't know. I don't know what I'm cooking for the draft. I have no idea. For special occasions, we make the Big Low Country cake. I can't tell y'all what's in it, because if I told you, I have to kill you. But I got to make the Big Low Country cake. I thought about doing a blueberry delight. And look, for everybody that don't know me, in the draft in our house, because we don't really celebrate holidays that often, the draft in our house is a holiday. It's a legitimate holiday. Most of the time I take off of work. So I might make a blueberry delight, but what I'm throwing on the grill or on the smoker, I'm not sure yet. I might go with some ribs. And I might just spatchcock some chickens and throw them on there. Let them sit on there at high heat, probably about 260, 275. Get that skin nice and crispy. Oh man. Oh, that's a good comparison. And basically what I'm saying is that what we're doing is we're looking at what people are saying about, what people are saying about these players and the cons, just saying that, hey, this guy, he's short, so he's not going to be able to do it, and compare them to players in the NFL that are currently doing it. You know what I'm saying? Wes Welker wasn't running no 4.29 40-yard dash. Wes Welker also left the league with concussions, but he wasn't running no 4.29 40-yard dash. But he had a great career in the NFL. Julian Edelman. I mean, there were a lot of short wide receivers out there that's been successful over the years. So, I mean, we can't just sit here and just count people out, man. We can't count people out. The guy might come and he might be a legitimate threat, kind of like what Coach ATLGA was talking about with Kuntz. He might come out and he might just ball out. D22 says Chase would have played if Joe Brady stayed. Linehan changed everything up at LSU. You know what? You do got a point. Because look, the way that Joe Brady had that machine running down there, Bo, it wasn't nobody's. I mean, it was crazy. Ethan said if we take off of work, we might need to start streaming like an hour early before the draft. You know what? I'm gonna check up on that, man, because whenever I be on that barbecue grill, sometimes I gotta make sure that I'm staying well hydrated. What's in my cup is in my cup, y'all. And it might be water and it might be moonshine, but if you see me smiling, that just means I'm happy to see you. Oh man. Now, let's see here. Let's see what's going on, Coach Joseph Thornton. What's love to you? So Coach Joseph, what we're talking about players coming up in this NFL draft who people are kind of pigeonholing because they're talking about they just don't have the capacity to do certain things. And, and like I said earlier, it could be physical, it could be mental, it could be emotional. So, for example, Rondale Moore, everybody's looking at the guy and they're saying, well, wait a minute, this guy, he's 5'9", and, he doesn't have the ability to be a top-notch guy on the NFL level or even be productive. So we know what they do to the guys like that. First of all, I hate whenever they take a guy like that, put him on the punt team. So if you think the kid's small, why would you put him on the punt team? So people who got 30, 40 pounds are running 20 miles an hour at him. Like, why would you do that, Bo? Come on, man. But so moving forward, the kids, he's 180 pounds. He needs a couple of inches on him. He's 5'9". That's not far from 5'11". Antonio Brown was 5'10", 5'11". You know what I'm saying? And what we're doing is we're just comparing these guys to players who are in the NFL and who were successful. Devonta Smith, we were talking about him a little bit earlier, Coach Joseph Thornton. People say that he's just too small. You know what I mean? But Antonio Brown was what? 192, 195 at 5'10". Devonta Smith, he weighed in at like 177, 178 at the pro day. He still ain't put his man weight on yet. Sometimes man weight comes a little bit later. And for everybody out there that don't believe me, man weight is a real thing. Whenever you hit the mid-20s, that face fill out a little bit differently. Your legs fill out a little bit differently. if you want to maintain that early 20s weight, you better start eating your avocado toast and your broccoli every day. You can't skip nothing. You can't skip nothing. Coach Ronan about to drive me crazy over here with this avocado toast. Every morning, avocado toast and fried eggs. I'm getting tired of it. Oh, man. Yeah, exactly, Tristram West. I think this is our first time seeing you in here. Welcome to Big Low Country. Oh, it's not? Coach Ronan says not. Well, much love to you, Tristram. Ain't seen you in a minute, but that's exactly the truth. Drew Brees, they said, hey, he's too short to play in the NFL. He ain't got enough arm strength. 5,000 yards seasons later, be like, oh, man, Drew Brees, oh my God, oh, he's so great. Like, wait a minute. Y'all wasn't saying this before? Coach Ronan. Ron Stanford said, man weight and country strength is a real thing. Man weight and what? Country strength. Okay, we're not having this. It's a real thing. All right, okay. All right, y'all. So I don't know who's answered this question before, but I have to ask y'all this. This is an ongoing discussion in our family. I'm from the country, as y'all can tell. Coach Rona, she's from the city. She's citified. So she doesn't believe in country strength. So I'm asking y'all, do you think country strength is a real thing? If you think it's a real thing, put a 1 in the chat. If you don't think it's a real thing, put a 2 in the chat. I'm just asking. I'm asking to see if y'all could settle this debate for me. If country strength is a real thing, put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like it's not, put a 2 in the chat. What's going on, Coach Waters? Much love to you. And that's completely right. Atlanta GA faithful metrics, they've always been overrated. They've always been overrated. Now, moving forward, we talk about metrics and everything. Moving forward, let's look at a situation with a guy who, he looks like he's just the real deal. Ever since he was on QB1, Justin Fields, top 5. Now, we don't know where Justin Fields going to go at in this draft. I think Mac Jones should go to the 49ers, but it might just be me because he's my favorite quarterback in this draft because he's representing all the big boys. On draft night, y'all going to see me celebrate back. On draft night, we giving Mac Jones his flowers. Body positivity. All right, so let me look at the vote here. It looks like you put them all up. All right, let's see. All right, ATLGA Faithful said it's a real thing. Coach Ethan says it's a real thing. Coach Antonio says double 1. It's a real thing. Coach Voss said about to get him in trouble with Coach Rowe. Oh, man. Coach Joseph, oil toting Coach Joseph Thornton says it's a real thing. Coach D22 says number 1 for sure. It's a real thing. Ethan L says easiest question I have ever been asked. Number 1 for sure. It's a real thing.
So you just gonna skip over all the 2s?
You put all the 2s up.
You haven't even put 1 up.
Okay, so here goes one of them here. And here goes another one here. Coach Devon said, number 1, till God called me home. Coach Wilder said, number 1, country strength is a real thing. Coach Atlanta GA Faithful, 1, you may not be ripped, but you can pick up a tractor. Oh, man. Coach Rona, she put up number 2 like 5 times.
Somebody else put up 2.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me see what we got here. Coach Joseph Thornton said country strength is like a superpower. It really is. Tristan West said, number 1, Herschel Walker didn't lift weights. He did push-ups and sit-ups. And he ate like 10 Snicker bars every 4 hours. That's what he did. Johnson County. ATLGA Faithful, Coach Rona hating on the country strength. James Williams, country strength is a real thing. Okay, Cartier said number 2. Okay, I give you that. All right.
Thank you, Cartier.
Cinco Mo said, I'm sorry, but it's a 1. Cinco Mo says, I feel like if Mac Jones go to the 49ers, I feel like you go get a jersey ball. It's a match made in heaven. My favorite coach, Mac Jones, representing for all the big boys. Where can you go wrong? Man, I might have to consider that, Bo. I might have to consider that one right there. Number 10, Mac Jones jersey. Oh man. Now we talk about people lacking. So let's look at Justin Fields. So Justin Fields, he's the name that everybody's talking about. We look at his cons. They said the biggest weakness is processing speed. NFL comparison, a small Cam Newton. Now, a lot of players, whenever they just focus on their physical God-given abilities, they always go back to what they know. And I'm not even knocking it. I told them, I used to tell my players, I said, look, you know your body better than I know your body. If you feel like you can make that play, you make that play. But I'd be doggone, and I'd be Sam Brown. If you don't make that play and you go off script and you call yourself cutting across the field and we lose yards or it hurts the team in any way, you will definitely be standing beside me carrying my clipboard for the rest of the game. Now, we look at the cons here of your boy Justin Fields, and they says that play speed a tick slower than where you like. When in doubt, he holds the ball. Now, they say that, and there's numbers to prove it. And you know, I've already done my research. So, average time to throw, 3.1 seconds. That's 144th in the nation. How many teams are in the nation, Bo? 104. So while you're playing with this elite level Ohio State team, you're holding the ball for that long? But, you know, we also got to look at the positives. Has there ever been anything other than a deadly accurate in college? So he's accurate when he does throw the ball. So it might just be second guessing on his part. Exceptional at protecting the football. Only 18 turnovers through his playing career. But like we said, they're going to take the negatives and they're going to harp on it. So he's had issues with processing speed. You know, so it's one of those situations where you got to consider what he's been able to do on the college level and how that's going to translate over to the NFL level. Now, they said that they consider him to be a Cam Newton. I think Cam Newton's been pretty doggone successful in the NFL, if I do say so myself. I think he's been successful in the NFL. Now, does he fit with that 49ers scheme? I don't think so, to be completely honest with you. I could not see Cam Newton playing Kyle Shanahan's offense. Ian Miles says, I'm really big and muscular. I was raised in the country, and I got big off of running, push-ups, and racing possums, and then eating them. No, he can talk about racing possums. He didn't know good and well he wasn't racing the possums. He was chasing them. Oh, man. Coach Waddle says, we're big, country strong, and fast, and that's why teams come to the South to get their players. Coach Roney. That's why they come to the South to get their players. Oh man. Cinco Mo said, no, it's a 2.
There you go.
I typed wrong. Oh,
There
Lord
you
have
go.
mercy. Lord have mercy.
Boom.
So one person. Okay.
No,
all right.
it's been 3.
Okay.
Keep it right. Get it right.
Oh man. Cinco talking about, I can't have her blocking me, bro. So wait a minute. So she like, you don't have to vote anything out of fear, Coach Rody. In the words of her mother, she don't run nothing. Coach Rody don't run nothing over here. This big low country sports. Oh man, wait a minute. Trent Wood says, if a goose walks out, why are we having this question again? Okay, all right. Let's do this. If a goose walks up to your porch with some pork chops and barbecue sauce, will you eat it with him? Like, what in the world? What kind of question is this? I would eat the goose first and then I'll eat the pork chops with the barbecue sauce. Oh man. Oh, so Tristan, he said, Lo, they forgot to add another stat. Fields didn't lose to Coastal Carolina, and he didn't play the same week schedule as Zack Wilson, the so-called surprise superstar. You know what? That is a good point, Coach. That is a good point. And that's something that they got, and this is what I'm saying. This is exactly what I'm saying, Coach Tristan, is that they're going to continuously. They're trying to rank someone. And in their effort to rank someone, it's like they're taking anything that they could take and, misconstrue it. I mean, because weaknesses are weaknesses and strengths are strengths. Now, one thing that they don't really have on here is that Justin Fields, a lot of people says that he has character issues as well. A lot of people says that he has those character issues. And that's that emotional and mental state that I was talking about. Is he going to be able to handle coming to the NFL and making all that money? There have been a lot of guys who had character issues, and moving forward, they handled it well. They had the character issues, and they made the right decisions and made a lot of money in the NFL, and went on to be law-abiding citizens. You know what I'm saying? So there's so many stories like this. And in this draft in particular, is one of those cases where there's just not a guy. There's just not too many people at the top. So they're not that many Jadeveon Clowney's, who's just a clear-cut number one guy. He hasn't played like it lately, but just a clear-cut number one guy. There's just not too many of them, man. In this draft, especially on the defensive side of the ball, I hate to say it, but we do have a lot of Vic Beasleys. We have a lot of tweener guys. We have a lot of guys who, it depends on what team they go to, is going to determine how successful that team is going to be. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those cases where we got to kind of consider where we're going to go moving forward. Oh, good point, Cartier. Cartier says, and then you have the Kellen Winslow Juniors and the Darren Sharpers of the world. Yeah. You got the guys who are just soldiers. Oh man. That's true. That's true, though. That's true. ISO Joe said 2. ISO Joe thinks that country strength is it a real thing. Come on, ISO.
Oh,
what in the world? Come on, bro.
Just came in the chat, so you can't say I made him.
You must have hit him up on Instagram or something. All right. Cinco Mo said, what about getting the O lineman everybody wants in the 4th? So you're talking about Penei Sewell? No, it's crazy because everybody was getting naked for him, about 3-4 weeks ago. Now, all of a sudden, I ain't really heard too much about him, Over the course of his college career, he's only allowed 1 sack. Now, you look at the kid play, if you watch any highlights, you just got to watch highlights for 45 seconds to tell that he's going to be an NFL player. And he's going to be a very, very successful NFL player. Now, whenever they do their scout report on him, because they have to put something untested. What in the world, Bo? It's like, why am I being punished for being great at what I do? I mean, that's probably what Sewell is saying. Like, why am I? It's like me if I make honor roll, if I get all A's, they say, "Oh, well, you just didn't have to apply as much." Like, wait, what? No, I'm just good at what I'm good at making good grades. I'm smart. And it's the same situation. So whenever they say that he's untested, they say that he's in a screen-heavy offense at Oregon, limited his true one-on-ones, faced very few top-tier pass rushers in the Pac-12. Didn't get to see him in 2020 because he opted out. He's agile, not great. Others in his class can adjust better in space. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one because I seen this kid move around like a tight end on a few of these plays. He was moving around like that, and he's 325. Like, come on, Bo. What more do you want from me? Like, come on, Bo. What are we doing? Yeah. So this is another situation right here. Cinco Mo. It's like they're going to find something to say, well, wait a minute. He just wasn't tested. Like, nah, we come on. Just say that the guy is going to be a good player because, I mean, everybody else in here definitely agrees with me. Going to be a good player. Coach Wallace says, but can't blame the player for the teams he played against because his individual talent is another thing. Exactly. For everybody out there who's been good, very good, Coach Wallace knows this because he played collegiate ball. That level between varsity and junior varsity, whenever you have to play junior varsity and you're just better than that level, moving forward, you play the junior varsity guys, you're going to make them look like scrubs because compared to you, they're scrubs. You're not playing at the level that you should be playing at. So whenever you play varsity ball, most likely you're playing against guys that are 2-3 years older than you. You perform well because that's just the level that you're at that point in time. And that you can't blame Sewell because of the people he played against. Like, what did you want the kid to do? Transfer to Alabama or transfer to Ole Miss so he could block against people from Alabama? Like, come on. It's obvious that he's going to be a good player in the NFL for years to come. D22 says, have you guys talked about Trey Lance and his girlfriend, Cowherd's daughter? Google it. Cowherd is hyping him up a little bit. Coach Ronnie, do the research for me. Trey Lance and Colin Cowherd's daughter? What in the world, Bo? What in the world, Bo? Coach 22, he already said Google it, Coach Ronnie. What did it say?
He's saying that Trey Lance is going to be the second most successful quarterback in this draft behind Trevor Lawrence. Because
he's dating Colin Cowherd's daughter?
I mean, I don't know.
So, look, I want to tell y'all this story. Let me tell you the story about Coach Ronnie, right? So, our cousin went to this school, huge school in Georgia. They won multiple championships in football, basketball, lacrosse, checkers, anything else. So, were we at the game?
I don't know what story you're telling.
Trevor Lawrence.
No, we weren't at that game.
Okay. So, Trevor Lawrence, he was playing in Gainesville, right?
Cartersville,
my bad. He was playing in Cartersville, And coach, our little cousin, you know, she played in the band, and like she was like, "Oh, y'all, I see Trevor Lawrence here. I'm talking with Trevor Lawrence." Coach Roney was like, "You make sure you go and you go ahead and plant your seeds to try to date him." I'm like, "Wait, what?" She was like, "Ooh, no, I don't like him. No." Coach Roney, like, "I don't care. He's gonna be playing ball in the NFL one day." And I'm like, well, you know, he's just a kid. You know, a lot of these kids, they go to college, and you know, they don't pan out. You know, so she didn't talk to him. She didn't date him like that. She said, she said she thinks he was looking at her? Yeah. So she said, she was like, "Oh, but he was looking at me and everything." So moving forward, 5 years later, he's going to the NFL.
I told her.
And Coach Rhoda, you know, she was gold digging. She was promoting gold digging. So Coach Roney and Colin Cowherd on the same wavelength. they're right here. Oh man, that's crazy. Man, that is crazy though. Cinco Mo said, "Yeah, Colin getting naked with Nivea and Coco, but." Hey, if they dating, I ain't even knocking them. Like, hey man, look, I'm gonna use the platform that I have. Trey Lance is gonna be great. Trey Lance is gonna be great. Old Spice, y'all need to use Trey Lance in the commercial. Oh man. Devon said, "Colin clapping for Lance, boy." y'all are going in on Colin Cowherd tonight. What in the world? Devon said, "Colin Cowherd's a stripper for Trey Lance." Y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy. Tristan said, "Lo, will you please check out offensive guard David Moore, Quinn Miernez, and Coyote Awasaka? They're my 3 favorite linemen in the draft. They're nasty, and they play with edge." Okay, I'm definitely going to check them out. Next time, I'm going to check them out because, you know, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to check them out, and then next time that we come on the stream, or I see you on the stream, I'll definitely be able to give you some details about them. Coach Wallace, he told me about Overweight, and he was saying that Overweight could be just as good as Michael Parsons. And, you know, I checked it out. Next time I had a chance to see him, you know, we talked about it. And, I mean, he was telling the truth. He was telling the truth. Tony O said he's back. Much love to you, Tone. Much love to you. Got my homeboy Just J Rock in the building. Much love to you both. Much love to you. Definitely. Yeah, I'm going to check these guys out. Miernez and Coyote said that they pretty nasty. Said they snasty, huh? Definitely. Walter, what's going on, man? Walter said, "I think the Falcons will make the playoffs this year." What do you think? Rise up, Falcons fan. Everybody in the chat, y'all make sure that y'all show Just J Rock some love in the chat, man. Make sure that y'all show that man some love. Yeah, I mean, you never know, Bo. You never know. It all depends on what the Falcons do in this draft. That's what it depends. It depends on, and Coach Wallace mentioned it. Coach Wallace said, you know, everybody has strengths and everybody has weaknesses. You know, it depends on how much those strengths and those weaknesses are true, whether those strengths and weaknesses are true or not. Now, for a lot of people that didn't hear this, but Arthur Blank was talking about Trey Lance. I seen this article where Arthur Blank said that, oh man, what did he say about Trey Lance? He used another word, like Jerry Jones said that he was infatuated with Kyle Pitts. And then I don't know, did anybody else hear that Jerry Jones says that he dreams of sugar plums when he thinks about Kyle Pitts? Did anybody else hear that? Like, Jerry Jones is legitimately getting naked for Kyle Pitts. Like, what in the world, Bo? This man said he dreams of sugar plums whatever he thinks about Kyle Pitts. If you thinking like that, Jerry, you need to go ahead and trade on up with the Falcons. if you take it like that, Bo, man. Now, talking about Trey Lance. Now, I heard Colin Cowherd say that. You know, I heard that he said that. What's going on, Billy Ellswood? Much love to your family. Much love to you. Cartier said Jerry Jones is weird. He talking that Texas stuff. But yeah, it's like I heard Cowherd talking about Trey Lance, and I was like, okay, Cowherd is doing his Cowherd thing. You know, he comes with unpopular sports takes, and a lot of times, I'm not gonna say a lot of times, sometimes he be right. You know, Blitz said Lance Brady Quinn. Lance equals Brady Quinn. So you see here, the NFL comparison is Taysom Hill with legit arm talent. That is not good. That is not good.
For who?
Trey Lance.
Oh.
Taysom Hill with legit arm talent. So he's 6'4", 226. Good size quarterback. Biggest weakness is accuracy. If you're playing quarterback in the NFL, you got to throw the ball accurately. You can't be go out here throwing and not hitting the ball where you're supposed to hit it. You know what I'm saying? We ain't playing no games when we out here throwing passes. What in the world, Bo? We trying to make some completions to our team. You know? So the concept they're saying whenever it comes to Trey Lance is hard to find many anticipatory throws on tape, hesitant to let it rip, knows he can run. Noticeable dip in his throwing motion that defenses can key on. So look, and for what they're talking about, the throwing motion, whenever you throw the ball, let me go ahead and put this up here. Hey, Big Low go through his Big Low finna give y'all a little coaching tutorial here. So whenever you throw the ball, you know, you want to stand tall in the pocket. Whenever you stand tall in the pocket, you know, it's all about moving your hips and your whole body. But whenever you throw the ball, you want to let the ball go up here. See, I'm hitting everything. Goodness gracious. All right. Yeah. So you want to let the ball, this right here should be your release point. This is your release point. But whenever you bring it back, you want to make sure you keep that elbow up. Now, whenever you're throwing and you're throwing like this, you know, that's that low release point. That's that little dip. And whenever you're bringing it back and you're dropping your arm down like this, that's easy for people to come through and knock the ball out your hands. So that's what they're talking about when they talk about that noticeable dip in his throwing motion. You know, that's how a lot of people fumble, and it just turns the whole course of the game around. So that's what they're talking about. So his throwing, basically what they're saying is that his throwing mechanics are off a little bit, you know. Now, just taking a look here, it says protected as a passer, averaged 18 attempts a game in 2019, long year as a starter. So I don't know, and I can't tell the future. If I could tell the future, I wouldn't be going to work tomorrow, y'all. You know? But it seems like everybody's big on Trey Lance, and from what everybody's saying that he has the highest upside in this whole draft because they said that he has the ability. He's the guy in this draft that could be Patrick Mahomes. That's what everyone's saying. Now, y'all tell me, what is your comparison? Who do you compare Trey Lance to? Y'all put it in the comments. Who you compare Trey Lance to? Blitz, he said Kellen Winslow. Comparing Kyle Pitts, he compares him to Kellen Winslow Jr. That's actually a pretty good comparison. That's a pretty good comparison. We were trying to think about who we would compare him to a little bit earlier when we were talking about Kyle Pitts, but that's a real good comparison. Oh, Ethan the Elk says Steve McNair. That's a very, very good comparison. Very good comparison. Billy said he's not that big on Trey Lance. I mean, you never know. You never know. He had that magical season in 2019. 2,788 yards, 28 touchdowns, no interceptions. Yeah, Devon. Yeah, somebody compared Trey Lance to Patrick Mahomes. Somebody legitimately compared Trey Lance to Patrick Mahomes. Oh man, where did I see that at? I watch so much NFL content. I forgot who did it. It may have been Colin Cowherd. It may have been Colin Cowherd.
Trying to get his girl.
Trying to get his daughter paid.
Yeah. Wow.
Coach Wallace said he compares him to Cam Newton. I can see that. D22 Williams said Lance equals Tim Tebow. Don't tell Coach Roney that. Oh, man. Cinco Mo said, you think there will be any big free agents we sign after the draft to fill holes? As for the Falcons, I don't think so. I think what is in that old school song they used to say, what you see is what you get. You ain't finna get nothing else, bro. You ain't finna get nothing else. But yeah, man. Yeah. So basically, this is kind of what Coach Wallace was talking about earlier, guys. Coach and staff, they were saying that, look, this is one of those guys who, number one, he didn't play last season. Number two, his level of competition. Can we really take him seriously based off of who he played? He only threw 18 passes a game. He was running more quarterback powers than anything else, than anything. So, it's one of those things, man. You can't really say it, but it's like they turned it into a weakness. Can we really talk about that being a weakness, the level of competition that he had? Maybe he was just that good. Maybe he was just that good. Oh, Ethan Elk says that his dad keeps saying that Wilson will be like Derek Carr. So, not that good, not that bad. A good backup fantasy quarterback. Your quarterback gets hurt. That sounds look, you never know, man. You never know. Zack Wilson is also another one of those guys who some people says that he has character issues. Y'all heard me talking about that. Well, a lot of people said that he has money. And they say that it's one of those situations where it's like, does he really take things that seriously? I mean, we look at last season. I mean, not this past season that we had. He had a completion percentage of 61, 11 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Now, this past season, he went off 32 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. We know that he can sling that thing. We know that he can sling it. But you see what they say here. He's untested under pressure. So basically, they said that he had all day behind one of the best O-lines in the country. Some of the games were glorified 7-on-7. Where's coach? Let's get it, GA, when you need him. 7-on-7. That's what he coaches. Trusts his arm almost too much at times and won't set feet on throws. You can't do that in the NFL. In the NFL, you got to set your feet. This is what I was talking about earlier. So going to the Jets, it's going to be a complete. It's going to be like night and day and night. It's going to be completely different because that Jets O-line ain't going to be hitting on donut spread compared to that Jets O-line. It definitely ain't. All right, Ethan. So you finna head out, man. Much love to you, Bo. Y'all be easy. Don't do nothing I would do, bro. What's going on, King? King said, who you want, coach? Your personal preference? He said, I would trade down to 9 to 10 and take Patrick Surtain. I'm definitely cool with trading down and taking the best player available. I'm definitely cool with doing that. Sources, Blitz says, sources tell me Trevor Lawrence at number 1, Justin Fields number 2, Trey Lance number 3. Does Atlanta take Wilson? Wow. I want Mac Jones. I take quarterback later, but I want Mac Jones. Oh man, y'all are crazy. Yeah, I agree with you, Billy. I'd rather take a quarterback later. Oh, Seco said, Jerry out here, BT uncutting it for Kyle Pitts. He need a tip drill. Oh, man, you crazy. For everybody out there that don't know, whenever we say get naked here on the coaching staff, that means that someone has this, they're I don't know how to explain it. Whenever we say getting naked, that means that, they're favoriting that person. They're making that guy their guy. Like a lot of y'all get naked for LeBron James. Whatever team LeBron James goes to, y'all will go to the store, get you about $300 of that new gear that LeBron James got. Y'all get naked, So, Jerry Jones says that he's infatuated with Kyle Pitts. He's getting naked for Kyle Pitts. That's an example. Oh man, D22. He says, Ronnie, I also like Tim Tebow, but not in the crap schemes they gave him in the pros. I think they slept on Tebow, man. They should have gave Tim Tebow more of a chance. He didn't beat the Steelers, because he didn't have any talent. Tim Tebow, he was a baller, man. And, he just had that heart that, a lot of other guys don't have, Coach Waller said, Big Low, I'm getting naked for us signing Pitts with the 4 pick. Oh, man. Coach Waller, see, that's what I'm talking about. See, that's integrity. You're at least acknowledging that you're getting naked. I get naked for Kyle Shanahan all the time. He's my favorite coach. I love Kyle Shanahan. I get naked for him. And then if Kyle Shanahan mess around and get Mac Jones, man, boy, you talk about where's Joseph Thornton at when you need him with the oil? That's what I'm talking about. Devon said Tebow can't throw the ball. I understand that Tebow couldn't throw the ball as well as Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. I understand that, but there was some throws that Tim Tebow could make. I feel like he didn't get a fair shot, Devon. That's all I'm saying. Like, if it was one of those situations where he just legitimately wasn't good, I just wanted to see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you go to the playoffs and then the next year, oh, well, wait a minute. That next year they got Peyton Manning, right? I mean that answered that question. That's how they're able to get it. Yeah, because I remember John Elway, he was like, man, but he was really against Tim Tebow. Like, you could tell. Like, whenever he talked about him, like, you was like, man, he does not like Tim Tebow. And then he was like, okay, all right, I need to get Peyton Manning. So he got naked for Peyton Manning, said, hey, Peyton, I really need you to come here so I can get rid of Tim Tebow. You're the only way I can do it. Like, wait, what? I give you a tip drill. Like, wait, hold on, what? So, I think Tebow, he, and you're right. You definitely right, Coach Devon. He did have other shots. He did play with the Jets, Philadelphia, New England. We knew he wasn't going to do nothing in New England. I don't remember who the starting quarterbacks were for the Jets. And in Philadelphia at that time. But yeah, I mean, you right. I guess I just wanted to go out. I wanted to see him go out there and play bad. I guess that's what it was. I don't know. You know how I got that soft spot in my heart for people. You know, I want people to be successful, man. So, you know, maybe that's what it was. You right. You know, I understand what you're saying, Cinco Mo. I just look. I can open up my heart. You know, I understand. I need to open up my mind. He did have his chances. He had his chances. Jags fan, Duval. Jags fan, let me ask you something. With Trevor Lawrence coming to the Jaguars, what weaknesses does Trevor Lawrence have? What weaknesses does he have? Like what are y'all worried about whenever he comes to the Jacksonville Jaguars? Tristram said, ooh. Tristram said Sam Darnold is better than Zack Wilson. Jets will remain in purgatory. You know what? I'm not even mad at Sam Darnold. Never got a fair shake, and them getting him in Carolina made the NFC South that more difficult. Made it that more difficult. It definitely did. D22 said Cinco last 5 minutes was when they let Tebow play his own game. Yeah, and that's true. Like that's whenever they were just like, all right, Tim. I mean, because y'all know just like I do, it's a lot easier to throw whenever you're in that 2-minute drill. Defense don't know what to plan for. Most of the time, they line up in that shell defense. Y'all know just like I do. 2-minute drill, that's whenever you score. You look, whenever they let Matt Ryan run no huddle, Matt Ryan, eat him alive. You know, but for some reason, they are very against Matt Ryan running no huddle in Atlanta. All right, Jags man, he says, I'm worried about our offensive coordinator, to be honest. I already don't like that hire. Now, well, okay, I understand that, but I'm saying like with Trevor Lawrence in general, like, have you had a chance to watch his games and see what he does well and what he doesn't do well, or is there anything that worries you? You know, or are you just one of those people that, you know, have you gotten naked for Trevor Lawrence already? We didn't even got the training camp yet, Jags fan. You done got naked already. You didn't even listen to the question. Oh, man. Devon said, we'll see how Darnold fare in Carolina now that he has weapons. Man, it made the NFC side that much more tougher, because now we don't know because they said there's going to be a quarterback competition in New Orleans between Taysom Hill and Jameis Winston. Y'all know who I'm rolling with in that particular situation. Jameis Winston, very, very good quarterback. Everybody's crazy for letting Sean Payton get him. We should have got Jameis Winston just to keep him away from Sean Payton, to be honest with you. Sean Payton got his hands on Jameis Winston. He's probably going to win that starting job. We don't know what he's going to do. I think he's going to go off. Sam Darnold, I always felt like people slept on him. You know, it's just one of those things. Jazz fan said, I got naked with Trevor Lawrence already. Waiting for the jersey number to come out, coach. I ain't even mad at you, Bo. I ain't even mad at you. Oh, man. I ain't even mad at you, man. Cinco Mo said, if I was a Jags fan, it would be that he holds the ball too long in certain cases when he shouldn't. You know what? I mean, that's actually legitimate. Let's take a look and see how long in college did he hold the ball. See what old Trevor Lawrence got going on with holding the ball too long. Let's see here. Okay. So he had the ball for 2.35 seconds. That's seventh in the nation, but you know, But you did say only in certain situations. So I mean, I could definitely see that. I've watched some Clemson games when he's held the ball too long. I felt like it was disrespectful because I felt like he was basically like, oh, they're not going to get to me because my offensive line is just that more dominant. So opposed to just letting plays develop and throwing to players the way that they're supposed to, he was just waiting for shots. He was waiting for double moves and just taking shots. Albert Smith, what in the world, Bo? What's going on with you, fam? Hope you doing good, Bo. Much love to you, man. Tonight we just sitting around I don't know about y'all, but I'm just kind of fiending for this draft. But tonight we're just sitting around talking about, the weaknesses of like these top prospects and everything. And we're also talking about how if these weaknesses are legitimate, and we're thinking about it's one of those situations where who do these players compare to? So, for example, Jags fan, who do you feel like Trevor Lawrence compares to that's in the NFL or that has previously played in the NFL? Like, I'm going to tell you something, to be completely honest with y'all. And I don't know if this is just me getting naked for Mac Jones, but y'all know that I love Peyton Manning, for years. And I don't know if it's the belly or what, but Mac Jones gives me that Peyton Manning swag. It might just be me, but he just gave me that Peyton Manning swag. Oh, Jazz fan talk about he reminds him of Peyton Manning. What? Peyton Manning? I just don't. I don't see it. I don't see Peyton Manning in Trevor Lawrence. I don't see it. I don't see it. Y'all tell me. Y'all put it in the comments. Who does Mac Jones remind y'all of? And don't feel pressured because I said Peyton Manning. Jags fan said Mac Jones is Peyton Manning. Bro, turn off this. I'm not saying that he has the same talent as Peyton Manning. I'm just saying that, like, watching him play, he reminds me of Peyton Manning. Like, just watching him, like, his throwing motion and just watching him play, he just reminds me of Peyton Manning. I'm not saying that he's going to be coming to the line of scrimmage yelling, Omaha, Omaha, doing with the wide fingers like Peyton does. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that, he reminds me of Peyton Manning. Like, just his throwing motion, the shoulder pads that are slightly too big. Whenever he throws it, his head kind of bobbles. I mean, just all that, Yeah, I could definitely see that. Yeah. I said that like a month or so ago that Mac Jones reminds me a lot of Matt Ryan because he knows where everybody is on the field and his awareness is really good. He doesn't have the biggest arm, but he is very accurate. I could definitely see Matt Ryan. I could definitely see that. Billy said Mac Jones is going to be a bust. He always only good because he played at Bama. And you know what? You might have a point, Coach. You might have a point on that one. I mean, I can't hold it against you. Jags fan said Mac Jones reminds me of Ben Roethlisberger. Why? Because he big? We know that Ben Roethlisberger got a belly too. Like I said, it's big boy season. I'm riding with Mac Jones. Mac Jones is my homeboy. Oh, man. Coach D22 said said gotta go with Brady Quinn like the guy did before. Oh, what's going on, Boomer the Falcon? Boomer the Falcon says Mac Jones is Matt Schaub. Okay. I mean, look, I ain't even knocking you. Trisha said Mac Jones is a poor man's Matt Ryan. What? A poor man's Matt Ryan? Wow, Tristan. Very cerebral and gets the ball out quick. He's a poor man's Matt Ryan? Come on, bro. A poor man's Matt Ryan. Look, that's very descriptive, though. That's very descriptive. He does get the ball out quick. Like I said, very cerebral. One thing I love about him is his play action. his play action is he really sells it. He really sells that play action. Albert says, QB is only as good as the talent around me. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I can't really say that because I feel like, and y'all let me know if I'm wrong, but I feel like your quarterback makes your weapons. Your weapons don't make your quarterback. For example, all I'm saying is that Roddy White wouldn't have been the Roddy White we know today if he had someone who wasn't as good as Matt Ryan. Another example, Demaryius Thomas wasn't the same guy after he didn't play with Peyton Manning anymore. Whenever Demaryius Thomas left Peyton Manning, he wasn't that same dude. Peyton Manning made sure that he took care of Demaryius Thomas. He had him looking right. Cinco Mo said, coming out of Bama as a Heisman finalist. It's kind of poor. What in the world, bro? Coach I said Mac Jones is upper to middle class poor. Okay. Oh man, y'all are crazy. Boomer Falcon said nobody please compare Justin Fields to Vic. I mean, who would y'all compare Justin Fields to? Pro Football Focus compared Justin Fields to he compared him to Cam Newton. Pro Football Focus compared Justin Fields to Cam Newton. Me, myself, this might sound far-fetched. I compare Justin Fields to RG3. I compare him to RG3 myself.
Is that a good thing?
I think it could be. I think it could be a good thing. I mean, we've seen what RG3 was capable of. Jags fan said Justin Fields is Dak. I can see that too. Dak Prescott, I mean, look, he's a heck of a player. I think Justin Fields is more athletic than Dak is, though. Let's see here. Yeah, they compared Justin Fields to Cam. Ooh, Cinco almost said Justin Fields reminds me of Russell Wilson. I know somebody said that Zack Wilson reminded them of Russell Wilson. I was like, ooh, I mean, I might kind of see that. Let me see what Pro Football Focus compared Trevor Lawrence to. They didn't compare Trevor Lawrence to nobody. They said he's his own man. Oh man, look, y'all make sure that y'all do me a favor if y'all enjoying this stream. If I made you smile, or you enjoyed yourself, if you think that any of these quarterbacks could be good in this draft and think that any of these quarterbacks could be Pro Bowlers, make sure that you hit that like button. It will make my heart jump for joy. Also, if this is your first time and you had a chance to subscribe, make sure that you subscribe. If you subscribe to us, I'll dance at your wedding one day. I'll do the Cabbage Patch at your wedding. Oh, man. Oh, Jags fan says whoever the 49ers draft will have the best career in the draft, and that's probably going to be Justin Fields. Is it because of Kyle Shanahan? I think it's because of Kyle Shanahan. That's what I'm thinking. I'm just going to go out on a limb. And I think it's because of Kyle Shanahan. Now, look, I want everybody out in here, though, if y'all are going to be chilling out with me, on draft night, we're going to have a draft party. So on my channel, I already got it set up and everything. If you click that reminder button, just so you don't forget about us over here, I'll make sure that y'all check us out for the draft, man. We're going to be live and full effect on draft night. On draft night, we doing it big. Like it ain't nobody business. Oh, Albert said, Falcons need to draft Pitts. Man, y'all are just getting naked for Kyle Pitts, ain't you? Man, I don't think you was in here when we were talking about Kyle Pitts earlier. So, and like I was saying, guys, we're just talking about everybody's weaknesses. And while we were talking about everybody's weaknesses, you know, we of course we need to talk about Kyle Pitts because Coach Roney asked me, I think it was today. She was like, well, what's Kyle Pitts' weakness? You know, and I said, well, a lot of people talk about his size. He's like one of those tweener guys. You know, NFL comparison is Darren Waller. And you know, Darren Waller, he ain't finna block too many people. You know, he ain't finna block too many people as an inline blocker, but as far as being a legitimate receiving threat, man, he's one of those dudes that can legitimately get up the field and make somebody look crazy out there. You know, tight end screens, he could definitely do that as well. Tristan West says, great show. Are you on every Thursday night at this time? You know what? Coach Rona, she's actually my director. Coach Rona is my wife. She's actually my director and producer. But yeah, we actually be on like all the time. So make sure whenever you subscribe, you hit that notification button. And whenever we do go live, you know, it'll definitely let you know that we're going live. And, you know, we just chop it up and we talk about sports like this all the time. During the season, it's even crazier because that's when feelings get involved. People feeling like this team should have done this and people feeling like that team should have done that. You know, so it's crazy. It's crazy. You know, Albert says, are you drafting Pitts to catch passes, not to block? Oh, Albert, excuse me. Look, as a tight end, I need my tight end doing a little bit of both because it's one of those situations where you're lined up in the tight end position for a reason. That tight end position, and Cinco Mo, he's also saying everybody worried about Kyle Pitts blocking. Like we don't got a blocking tight end. Yeah, but as a tight end, you always have to have that threat of blocking. Now, I'm not saying that Kyle Pitts wouldn't be good. You know, we're just talking about the weaknesses. We're just talking about the weaknesses of every player in here. I'm not saying that he wouldn't be good. What I'm saying is that him not being able to block would kind of hurt him. That's all I'm saying. So he would have to line up in different places around the field, like a Jimmy Graham, like a Darren Waller. And I think Jimmy Graham and Darren Waller were very successful. Jimmy Graham had a very successful career, still catching touchdowns. Darren Waller was, you know, one of the best tight ends in the league last year. Now, for my system, you know what I'm saying? I think that I want a tight end that could, you don't know if he's blocking or if he's gonna release. And the reason why I say that is because, you know, especially for third down plays, but just so everybody's well rounded. I don't want to bring a guy in that if he's one of those guys who we know he's the blocking tight end, the defense knows that too, so they're gonna key in on something. You know what I'm saying? Albert Smith says, does Travis Kelsey need to block? If you watch some film of Travis Kelsey blocks his behind off. He blocks his behind off whenever he is in line. Whenever he's out wide or in the slot, he runs great routes. But whenever he needs to block, he blocks. D22 says, QB will throw Pitts in the hospital. Will throw Pitts a hospital ball if he gets that quarterback gets flattened by a missed block. I'm pretty sure, especially Arthur Smith. If he gets Kyle Pitts, or even if Kyle Shanahan in San Francisco, if he messes around and get Kyle Pitts and they run that crazy 2 tight end set, it's one of those situations where they'll make sure that they take care of the quarterback. They won't have somebody there that's going to be a liability. Boomer the Falcon said, where is the after party after the draft party next Thursday? The after party on the back porch, bro. You know how they do in the country? The country, you chill out and everything. Next thing you know, everybody start grabbing the mason jars. And then, everybody start grabbing the mason jars and start looking around. They say, everybody's sitting on the back porch, 2 shades in the wind. So that's where the after party going to be at. It's going to be on the back porch, but you got to bring your own water. I don't share like that. I'm just playing with you, boo. I'm just playing with you, man. Oh, man. Well, look, man, I definitely appreciate everybody for chilling out with me tonight, bro. Definitely appreciate it. Look, we got one more day. Tomorrow's Friday, so it's all downhill from there. So we almost there. Y'all make sure that you don't do nothing that I would do. Y'all make sure y'all do nothing I would do now. Look, man, I definitely appreciate everybody for chilling out with us. I want to thank everybody, all the folks that just subscribed, that joined the coaching staff. Once again, if you enjoyed this stream, if you think that these players might be good players, if I made you smile, or if you just think I'm a good guy, make sure that you hit that like button. It would make my heart jump for joy if you did it. I would definitely appreciate it. We're actually on the road to 600. So we're trying to get 600 subscribers. But look, man, I definitely appreciate everybody for chilling out with me once again. Make sure that y'all be easy. Y'all enjoy your Friday. Don't work too hard. Rise up. A-Town down.